Cuphead is a 2017 run and gun game where you play as Cuphead and have to defeat bosses in order to receive soul contracts for the devil. With a total of 28 trophies, plus the platinum, and a difficult rating of 8.5, Cuphead is believed to be one of the hardest games to platinum, and I very quickly learned why. After going through the tutorial and receiving 3 coins from a passing stranger, it was time to jump into our first boss fight, and let's just say, things didn't go very well. Oh god! Oh god! Ah! While it can be slightly embarrassing to die on the first level, it did actually help with us popping our first trophy. Hey! Parry persistence. Complete 20 parries. Anything pink in the game can be parried, and it also helps to build up your super meter. With the super meter, it gives you a special ability that you can use, and it makes it easier to defeat enemies. One thing I began to learn very quickly on was that practice makes perfect. It was very unlikely we would get through a boss fight without any issue, but with every death we could and would learn something. And with that new knowledge, not only did we defeat our first boss, we also got another trophy as a reward. Let's go! Taking names, defeat a boss. Let's go! At the end of each level, you receive a grade for how well you performed, with there being trophies for getting at least an A- on all of the levels and 1 S rank. But that's a future problem. Right now, we're just trying to get through the game. As well as boss fights, the game features run and gun levels, where the goal is to get to the end of the level collecting 5 gold coins along the way. And there is also mausoleum levels, where you have to protect Chalice, more on her later, from ghosts. Completing the mausoleums also rewards you with a super art, which is a super ability that definitely comes in handy when fighting the bosses. Feeling confident after my first boss fight victory, I decided to explore a little, coming across a shortcut which gave us a trophy. And soon after, we got another trophy for 100 parries. After taking care of 2 more bosses, we are introduced to a flying mechanic, which doesn't go very well. Fail after fail after fail, until eventually, not only do we pass it, we get a surprising trophy along with it. Let's go! Perfect run, complete a level without getting hit. Let's go. Did we? With that out of the way, there was only 1 boss left in this aisle, and despite my controller trying to sabotage me, I'm not even holding it. We dispatched him without too much bother, and after getting another trophy for completing all bosses in aisle 1, it was time to move on to aisle 2, where things were about to get a lot harder. After a quick dance with King Dice, and getting trolled by a fountain, you have failed and perished 129 times. It was time to come up against my first real challenge. My first enemy. I could get through most of the other enemies without too many problems, but for whatever reason, the moment the candy corn would appear, my brain would just go to mush. I just couldn't figure out its pattern, and it just led to death after death after death. And just as all hope seemed lost, I was reminded of one thing. Plenty more to come. Before tackling that evil dragon, I decided I needed a pick-me-up. And what better pick-me-up than a trophy? Bop, bop. There we go. Bouncing ball. Parry 5 times before hitting the ground. I was now ready to slay that dragon. Or maybe not. Time and time again, I would make it to the final section only to mess up. It was a never-ending death circle that had me seriously questioning my decision to even attempt this game. But after what felt like hours upon hours upon hours, we finally defeated them. Let's go! A day at the fair, defeat every boss in Inkwell Isle 2. Let's go! Let's go! I thought I messed up at the end. Before heading into Isle 3, we quickly went back to Isle 1 to upgrade some of our boss fights to at least an A- rank, getting 2 trophies in the process. And then after another quick dance with King Dice, we made a huge decision. Due to the struggles I was having just to get to this point, I decided to jump into the DLC and add Chalice to the team, with some of her abilities including an invincible roll and her best ability, double jump. She definitely made fighting the bosses a lot easier. And while sometimes my overconfidence would get the better of me, and it should be smooth sailing from now on. I was so confident! Before I knew it, we had completed this isle, added 3 more trophies to the count, and on our way into hell. First up, King Dice. Before you even face King Dice, you have to face at least 3 mini-bosses first. Which mini-boss you face is determined by a roll of a dice, and honestly, rolling the right number was its own challenge. This is the worst bit, trying to hit the right number. No, that's a 3! After defeating the mini-bosses, we take down King Dice himself for 2 more trophies. Let's go! Casino night, complete the casino. Let's go. Rolling 6s, defeat King Dice without taking a hit. I took 2 hits, but because I had those 2 extra lives. And now, it was time to face the devil. With the way these boss fights played out just to get to the devil, I was dreading it. But with Chalice by our side, not only did we defeat the devil, but we also did it on our 2nd attempt. And let's use it. Let's go! Swing, you sinner! Defeat the devil! Porcelain Power, defeat a boss with a super art. After going through the credits and receiving a trophy for completing the game on normal, it was time to clean up some of our trophies. First, we collected the final coin we needed, and then we went to the shop to buy everything. However, it turns out we didn't need absolutely everything. Boom. Hey, I didn't even buy everything. There's still one thing, which I don't have enough for. But Butter and Egg Man, buy everything in Pork Ryan's shop. Apart from this. We then went back into the boss fights to upgrade their ranks to at least an A-. Even somehow getting an A+ on that stupid dragon. Then we redid the running gun levels, getting all of them to a passive grade. Meaning we had to go through the level without shooting any enemies. Completing them all with a passive grade rewards you with the Pacifist Trophy. With those out of the way, it was time to tackle the most difficult trophy in this game. Complete the game on Expert. We headed back to the very first boss fight and braced ourselves. Ultimately, it wasn't that bad. Granted, it was the first boss, plus Chalice of course, but we made it through and even got an S rank to boot for a trophy. We continued going through and defeating the bosses once again, and before we knew it, we were back in hell, ready to face the devil. We managed to defeat the devil on our 2nd attempt first time around. How bad could it be on Expert? bad. Very bad. Super bad. Even using Cuphead proved to be the wrong idea. I was slowly losing my mind. Even blaming my slipper. I was too busy thinking about my slipper. No. That time it was the slipper's fault. It wasn't my fault. After what felt like a lifetime, finally... Let's go! Be the devil at his own game! Complete the game on expert. With the hardest trophy out of the way, only 2 remained for the platinum. We went into Junkyard Jive on simple difficulty, screw expert, made our plane tiny, and began shooting. Hey, let's go. Bravo Zulu P26. Defeat a boss using only the mini plane bullets. With 1 trophy left, we went back to the devil one final time, but this time instead of saying no, we decided to agree to join him. And after a very creepy ending... Oh my god. We got what we came here for. Grand uproar! Obtain all other trophies. While I may have taken the easy way by using Chalice, if I hadn't done that, then there was no way I would have completed it, let alone get the platinum. I feel like this is the best way to sum up Cuphead. I'm quite looking forward to playing this. I hate to admit it, and, you know, I may die a lot, but I'm having a whale of a time playing this. You will indeed die a lot. You will indeed lose your sanity. But you'll love every second of it. Through all your battles and all my rhymes, you have failed and perished 647 times.